A Hutch's weather update with meteorologist Hutch Johnson.
Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. There is a lot of wind, a lot of snow, and I have an update for you before you hit the sack tonight. It does look like we have some difficult travel conditions. We have a no travel advisory to update you on as well, but let's get right to the radar first and foremost. The radar showing that we still have snow bands making their way through, and with a report out in the Waban area, and thanks so much for your reports, of upwards of 5 inches of snow from tonight's round. Here is a look at that radar without further ado. First and foremost, we do see the bands of snow in blue making their way through the Red River Valley now into parts of northwestern Minnesota where they continue. So along the Highway 2 corridor near Grand Forks and towards Fisher, we have a band of light snow showers. But with these winds, it's quite ridiculous. Here's a look at the FM area, Glendon, north towards Ada on Highway 9, and even on Highway 32, north of the Hawley area, we have a band of snow. And look what's moving right into Detroit Lakes now. If you're in Detroit Lakes, Lake Park, Audubon, we have a band of heavier snow pushing eastward as well. The winds are switching. Temperatures in the 20s are causing wet roads to get quite icy out there. So let's go ahead and get you to that road report first and foremost from the North Dakota Department of Transportation. Now, our friends at the North Dakota Department of Transportation have issued a no travel advisory. That no travel advisory is in effect for the areas that you see here in red, the counties shaded in red. Now that would include all the way from the Cavalier area through all of Walsh County, and then that includes Grand Forks County and Grand Forks proper as well. Findlay, it's inclusive of you, as well as Cooperstown and Jamestown Valley City are both in that. Let's look at the I-94 corridor DOT cameras here. Showing that we indeed do have some sticky road conditions. Here's outside of Valley City at the Oriska site. You can see that the snowfall has ended there. That's the good news, but the wind does continue to blow, causing extremely icy conditions. Now, I did just show you the band of snow in and around the Grand Forks area, and here is a look at the Grand Forks road conditions from the DOT. Certainly it is dark, but there's still a few flakes evident there in the Grand Forks area. And the Fargo-Moorhead area, looking off to the east here, we certainly do see that the roads have a coating of very icy concoction now that the melting that was going on as the snow was falling earlier is freezing up. So it's, again, best if you can stay put and stay at home. Now, I do want to, while we're at it here, look at the Minnesota roads for you. Here's a look at what's going on there. The Minnesota roads generally showing up a little bit better in some areas, but I want to go ahead and highlight the fact that we do have some that are still quite slippery and tricky. So let me get to the right road page here and zoom in on that for you as we take a look where we have the pink areas just outside of the FM area. That includes I-94 through Barnesville, Downer. That's it appears to be a reddish hue as well. In that area, which would indicate some road condition issues there on I-94 from the DOT. You could see the semi-tractor trailer there on Interstate 94. That is heading, it looks like, towards the FM area. It's definitely one of those nights where the plow drivers and our DOT crews are working nonstop to keep our roads in as good a conditions as possible. Here's from the cab of a snowplow on I-94 at 9:29 tonight, just moments ago. Again, that's on the interstate there as they continue to do their best to keep roads open. I do want to take a look at the road report from this area and see that we do have no closures in this area. That's good news, but we do have some very tricky travel conditions anywhere you see these pink roads, including areas east of Fargo on I-94. Down near Dalton, you see this little exclamation point. There's a vehicle spun out here. That spin out happened between exit 67 or Otter Tail County Road 35 and exit 61, 11 miles east of Fergus Falls. So there are some road condition problems that you're going to run into out there. Even though there is not a lot of heavy snow with this, folks, it's certainly one of those nights where we have some issues based on the fact that our travel conditions are just, no fun at all. So if you don't have to travel, just stay put. If you must travel, make sure you have that winter survival kit handy. Let people know your route. let them know your estimated time of arrival, and take that cell phone with you. Make sure it's got a full charge on it just in case you end up in some kind of a tricky situation. Let's get back to the conditions across the area on the radar here as we wrap up this late evening update. Elsewhere across the area, here is what we are seeing on the radar. This extends, notice, not a lot showing up on the radar as we look up into north central Minnesota. Sometimes we get a little far away from the radar site in Mayville, and what's on the radar tends to be not true to what's happening outside. Here's what's going on out near and around the Duluth area, where I-35 between Minneapolis and Duluth is taking on some bands of moderate to heavy snow as well. So that's what's going on across our area. Snow and gusty winds. These winds now behind the storm. Some folks have been asking me, Hutch, how long are the winds going to last? Way out here in the Devil's Lake Basin, as we take a look at your temperatures, 19 in Devil's Lake right now. The dew point is 13. That means that it's drying out. Those gusty north winds have allowed visibility to improve there. You see to 10 miles. But look at the bottom line here. The wind is still gusting to 31 miles per hour. That's going to keep the roads in the Highway 2 corridor there highly polished and slippery. As we look in Grand Forks County, here is a look at the latest reading there. 24 degrees in central Grand Forks County with winds, no gusts reported at that particular site, and the visibility is on the up and up. That's the good news, but it's these gusty north winds that are still upwards of 30 miles per hour, well behind the system. That means I expect the winds to continue to blow and be gusty at times. Here's Fargo's latest readings, 28 degrees. We have 1 mile of visibility, and that's at Hector International. Look at the wind gust here. The bottom line is 44 mile per hour gusts in town. And ladies and gentlemen, outside the window here in South Moorhead, I can tell you that it's been tough seeing, even in town, even here. So if you don't have to travel, I just recommend that you don't do that. And I want you to know that I'll have you an update for your trick-or-treaters on Halloween coming up here shortly. It looks cold, it looks brisk. The wind, the blowing snow, and the icy roads will continue through after midnight. Then the snow should diminish. The winds will gradually end from west to east. We're going to start with very cold temperatures in the morning, and we will have cool temperatures for trick-or-treaters as well. So be prepared for a cold night, bundle up, and we'll have an update right here on Hutch's Weather. I appreciate your follows and your subscriptions to my YouTube channel. Search Hutch's Weather on YouTube today. I'd love to have you on there as a subscriber. Have a wonderful night on this 30th of October. We'll see you on Halloween. Could be a little bit scary. All right, that's a look at your weather. Thanks again. Stay safe, stay warm. Have some soup or hot cocoa and look out the window while this is ending, and we'll keep you updated right here